It's the first day of spring practice for Georgia Highlands College, the junior college located in northwest Georgia that has continued to reach new heights under sixth-year coach Dash O'Neill.
It's a nice crisp morning, huh? It's better than yesterday.
Oh, no doubt.
Good Lord.
No doubt. Yesterday was ridiculous.
Yeah. 35 degrees and 40-mile-an-hour wind.
Ridiculous.
Beautiful. We'll be good to go.
We're going to cross that ocean, okay? That's what we're out here to do. And there's a lot of stuff out there, right? We're going to slay them monsters. We're going to weather them storms. We're going to have to keep on rowing so that when we get to the other side, we can get off the boat and we can just start wrecking things. Hopefully I lead by example. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that I lead by example. All right, but our standard's simple. Number one, we believe, right? We believe. There's nothing that we can't accomplish together. Not that we set out to do here anyway. There's no reason we can't have 100% graduation, 100% guys move on. There's no reason we can't do well in the classroom. There's no reason why we can't be great in the community. There's no reason why we can't win a championship. Okay? If we work together, if we believe in what we're doing, if we've got good buy-in. All right? So that's the expectation. That's the standard we're going to live up to, is we believe every single day. All right? Schedule starts before we know it, so we don't have a ton of time. We've got to make the most of the time that we've got.
By almost any measure, the 2021 spring season was one of the best in program history. The Chargers claimed their first Georgia College Athletic Association regular season title behind a resume that included team records for wins, batting average, on-base, and slugging percentages, as well as doubles, triples, runs, and home runs. The rotation threw the most complete games of any GHC staff and allowed the fewest walks. They had 6 all-conference selections, including 3 on the Region 17 All-Tournament team and 2 GCAA Gold Glove Award winners in outfielder Connor Todaro and catcher David Smith. O'Neill was named Conference Coach of the Year. The season also included one of the biggest moments in program history as Johnny Dowd threw a no-hitter, the first ever by a single Chargers pitcher. But for all the records that fell, the spring season didn't end the way the Chargers wanted it to.
Last year it just felt like there was a taste just like a what if, you know?
It just sucked losing, especially to a team we beat a bunch of times during the season, and we felt like we were better than them, but it just happens.
We kind of felt like it was stolen from us, you know, but that's how baseball works.
It also kind of left that sour taste at the end of the year in our mouths.
Palmer Sapp's would-be 3-run home run in the bottom of the 9th was pulled back onto the field as Andrew College claimed the Region 17 title, advancing to the Appalachian District Championship. For all that GHC accomplished last spring, including 10 players moving on to 4-year schools, the Chargers are looking to take that next step. Their goal is clear: a spot in the Junior College World Series in Grand Junction, Colorado.
For sure, the expectations are definitely high. You know, we all want to, obviously last year the goal was get to Grand Junction, but this year I think we know we can definitely do it.
I feel like everyone's goal here at the field right now is just to go to Grand Junction.
Making it to Grand Junction, I think, would be successful for us.
The ultimate goal is to burn those boats and be in Grand Junction.
The Chargers are breaking in new starters across the infield, but with 3 returning all-conference performers on the roster and a deep pitching staff, O'Neill isn't worried about talent, but instead how his team plays together.
I want to see chemistry. I want to see that they love each other, that they care about each other, and that they're going to play hard together. To me, that's the most critical piece, you know, in terms of the difference between being a good team and being a great team that's got a chance to go deep. Great teams, they have chemistry. They care about what each other's doing. The guy that's backing the other guy up is going to cheer. He's excited when that guy does well. He's not over there hoping the guy does poorly so he gets a shot. So I'd like to see us continue to gel and have chemistry. I think in terms of the pieces, we've got guys that can throw it over the plate. We've got guys that can run and hit and field. I think those components are there. So I would like to see us complete, that process of just really becoming a team. And you don't get that until you start playing games.
And I know it's the drill, but when you come bombing over like that, you need to go ahead and put the foot in the ground just like you might in a game. Because in a game, obviously you're not throwing the runner out that hit it, but what if there's a guy on second? What if there's a guy on first? So if you've trained your feet to just cruise on out of that, then, I don't know, probably better that you train your feet to think you're going to throw.
Dash O'Neal took over at Georgia Highlands in August 2016 after a successful run as an assistant at Chattahoochee Valley Community College, where he helped guide a team that made the JUCO World Series 3 times. He immediately set the course for what he expected from his new team.
I think it was our second day, and I had kind of set a standard. I had said, guys, when we hit the field, we're going to do it X number of seconds. And we didn't meet that standard. And so, I stopped practice and we ran a little bit. And I think right then and there, the guys that had been in the program before knew that we were going to do things to a standard.
His impact was immediate and undeniable. The Chargers won a Region 17 championship in his first season, and before the shutdown in 2020, had made the NJCAA poll in 3 of the previous 4 seasons. The 2021 season successes also continued in developing players and sending them on to 4-year schools. More than 60 have made that transition for the Chargers since O'Neal took over, and there may not be a more unlikely story among them than Johnny Dowd.
I think Johnny's a great example of it doesn't really matter what other people think you're capable of, that if you believe in yourself and you're willing to buy in, and you can get into a program like ours where I think we provide structure and we provide guidance, if you can buy into something that's a little bit bigger than just you, then the sky is the limit to what you can achieve.
He never played an inning in high school, getting cut as a freshman and again as a sophomore at Lassiter, but Dowd persevered. He played in a homeschool league in the East Cobb program and played throughout the summer. When he graduated, he was ready to go to Kennesaw State and leave baseball in the rear view.
I believe the story went, a kid had quit last minute from Highlands, and Coach O needed someone to fill a roster spot just for, purposes for the school or whatever. And he knew my summer ball coach because I believe they played together when they were younger is how it went. And he reached out to him and said, hey, do you have any pitcher that can come fill a spot? I need someone. And my coach mentioned my name. He knew I wasn't going anywhere. And then Coach O gave me a call, and the rest is history.
After redshirting in 2019, he took the field for the first time in 2020, and Dowd went 6-0 with a 1.05 ERA. Then he became an All-American during a year in which he pitched to a 1.97 ERA over 73 innings in 12 games, punctuated by a February 7th outing against Snead State in which he'd make history, despite a rocky start.
It's funny because it was actually one of my worst starts that I've ever had. I hit the very first 2 batters of the game, and that's the reason it wasn't a perfect game, funny enough. I hit the very first 2 batters, I picked one off, and then got a double play. And then after that, it was all my defense. I only got 4 strikeouts. I wasn't a high strikeout pitcher at Highlands, and it was all up to my defense. I just kept throwing my cutter because that's what worked for me so well. And they were just rolling over to second base or little bloops, and it carried on the whole game.
Well, that was pretty much every start for him. It was never going well, but every inning we sat down, we'd go over what felt good, what we could work with, and he just was out there to compete. He really didn't care if he gave up a hit or if he hit a guy or walked a guy. He was just going to be the same guy every pitch.
But Dowd locked in, completing the no-hitter. The pitcher that wasn't good enough now has a fastball in the 90s and a scholarship to Division I, Georgia State.
I feel like with what happened in high school brought me to like a different level in my head. It always had a chip on my shoulder And actually, on my new glove that we got to customize here, I have written on it "not good enough" because that's exactly what my high school coaches told me, and that always stayed with me. And I feel like if there's other people out there that could relate, they would understand like how much that impacts you and how that can be used as like a huge motivation, like your whole life.
It means everything to me, because Johnny and I will have a relationship for the rest of our lives, and he'll always be that guy that got cut from his high school team, that I called when he was on a cruise, because he had given up on baseball and he decided to give himself another shot. And so, him going out and throwing a no-hitter, being the pitcher of the year in our conference, being an All-American according to a couple of different publications, him doing those things will always be special, because when he and I see each other and we shake hands and we hug, and after every game he win, I'd whisper in his ear, you could even make your high school team.
Johnny Dowd was just able to take the opportunity and make the best of it. But a lot of guys here have that same opportunity.
Therein lies the biggest testament to the culture that O'Neill has built at GHC. By its very nature, a junior college program is a vehicle. It can be a vehicle for those who were overlooked coming out of high school, or those who are trying to rewrite their baseball past on their own terms. But it's largely seen as a vehicle to another opportunity. But O'Neill's forged a culture where GHC itself is the opportunity. While his players have their sights on the horizon, they are invested in winning and doing it together.
It's really easy to get caught up in, wanting to get recruited, wanting to go to the next level, but it all starts here with the right mentality, wanting to win. And I think if you throw out that selfish, I want to go Division I, I want to go Power 5, that will all take care of itself, as long as we just trust Coach O and play to win.